Welcome back in. Let's get to know the Hokies because it is going to be year 5 for head coach Mike Young. Since he's gotten to Blacksburg, the Hokies have finished 500 or better, including 2 trips to the NCAA tournament. They're going to continue their shooting their shot next year as well because they were second in the ACC in field goal percentage last season, shooting just under 47%. Got a couple shooters who make that happen. You're going to hear from them in a second. One of them they're definitely going to lean on is Sean Padula. He had the second biggest jump in points per game over the last 2 seasons in the ACC, going from 5.4 points per game to 15 points per game last season. He was lighting it up. He's on set with us now. So was his running mate, Hunter Couture, who could shoot a 3 from just about anywhere and impress everybody, guys. Always good to see you and be with you. Mention some of the things that you guys have been able to do under the 4 seasons so far with Coach Mike Young, and I know you're always hungry for more. So, Sean, you first. What's the mindset of this team after last season not quite getting to where you wanted to be?
Yeah, I think just focusing on what we didn't do and what we didn't accomplish last year, which was get to the ACC tournament in the 2nd round, 3rd round, and then also get back to March Madness. And then once we look at what we didn't do, we kind of focus on where we can improve, which is the defensive end of the floor, and just kind of get better on that end day in and day out in practice.
Hunter, what's it like when you've had a taste of both worlds and now you want that other taste back?
Yeah, it's tough, especially last year. Coming off the ACC championship, and there was high hopes for another good year, and we kind of didn't really have the year we wanted. But I think it's good to go through that adversity sometimes. It humbles you, makes you kind of get knocked down, and you learn from it. And I think we have a bunch of hungry guys this year that we're eager to prove ourselves again.
You guys say you want to improve defensively. What is that going to look like? Like, you know, it's one thing. All right, we got to be tougher defensively, but what does that look like, and what are the points of emphasis in practice each and every day to get you to that point?
I think the biggest thing is kind of being the aggressors on defense. You know, we run a pack line kind of style of defense, and sometimes you can kind of get laid back. So I think the biggest thing is kind of just being the aggressors, getting into the ball pressure, things like that, making it uncomfortable for ball handlers. I think that'll be really helpful kind of in the way we want to play.
Yeah, just to pick out what Hunter said, I think taking the aggression to them as far as like ball pressure, and getting into the person who's on offense. I think last year we kind of sat back and let them just be a little too comfortable. And that started with me. So that's something I'm definitely trying to work on this offseason.
Going on the other side of the ball, offensively, you lose 2 really good pieces from last year, Grant Basile and Justin Mutz, who could do a little of everything. And they were very unique in what they could do. Justin Mutz being able to facilitate, Grant Basile being able to step out on the perimeter. What's the emphasis on offense this year, and where do those points, outside of you guys, where will those points come from, especially when you look at the front court?
Well, it's going to be hard to replace Justin and Grant. Justin is obviously a great passer, and Grant could obviously light it up. So it's going to be hard to replace those guys no matter what. But we got 2 experienced guys coming in with Mekhi Long and Robbie Barron, who are also 2 fifth-year guys who know how to win and know how to score the ball. And they both offer 2 different things. Mekhi can rebound like crazy. He can attack the paint, and then Robbie can really shoot it. And he's an older guy who can vocalize what needs to be done, both offensively and defensively. But that's not saying anything that is negative about Justin or Grant. They're both 2 great guys, but we're definitely going to have guys that are going to step into those roles who are capable.
Talk a little bit about the offseason. And listen, first of all, congrats to you, Hunter, because I don't know if you can have a better offseason than getting engaged last year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but also, I mean, for a lot of the guys, a highlight of the offseason is getting to go to Europe. And you guys went all over the place. Hunter, what was that trip like, just from also, you know, a team building, but also getting to play together in the offseason and have that experience?
Yeah, it's huge getting those 10 extra practices. Kind of back in Blacksburg to get prepared for the trip, and it was my first time going to Europe, so it was a cool experience for me, kind of seeing different scenery and different cultures and stuff like that. So Switzerland was cool. We went to Italy for a little bit, got to play 2 games. So I think it's just cool, kind of being able to spend time with the guys off the court and kind of in a different country and experiencing new things together for the first time. So I think it really kind of builds the team chemistry.
Sean, had you been before to Europe?
I'd been to Europe when I was really little. My sister studied out there, and we went to visit her, but I was like 10 years old. So,
okay, different experience with the team, I'm sure.
Experience. Yeah.
Thinking about your team again, like last year, the big jump you made, Sean, was impressive. How do you find that balance? What I call it, I used to tell my guards they have to be selectively aggressive. How do you find that balance between being aggressive, because that's what makes you so special, but also being inclusive in terms of making the game easier for other guys. How do you go about that coming into this season?
That's definitely the hardest part that I've had to work on in my game, like figuring out when I can be aggressive and when I can put that threat on the defensive side of the ball for other teams. But then also realizing I'm playing the point guard position, and I gotta be the guy who's getting all my teammates involved. So as far as just trusting my coaches and figuring out what they want from me, and that defined role. Also, like circumstances in the game, what the game needs. So that's just something that I've really hit home this last offseason and kind of wanted to improve.